We barely have anything out here.
I feel like the East is so secluded. Like, you don't really drive out here.
We were able to touch neighborhoods that or have been forgotten.
We are a part of New Orleans. We are not separate from New Orleans, and we want to stay a part of New Orleans.
I'm a lifelong resident of New Orleans East. I was born in New Orleans East. My parents came to New Orleans East, which was called actually Gentilly. Then it was coined Paradise because of all the wildlife that was out here. We had one park in the neighborhood. We had a middle school that eventually opened up, and we had one public elementary school, which was called Jeff Davis, which is now Kip Morial. And by the way, there was one bus. It circled around to Reed Boulevard, come across the high rise, was Danziger, go to Reed Boulevard, and that's as far as it went. It was circled back. When the oil industry was booming, a lot of families moved out to New Orleans East because they had affordable homes, big lots and land, and it was affordable for them to live here. New Orleans East was new. It was a new development. It was something that people was coming out to. People came here just for the mall because it was the largest mall in New Orleans at its time. And having a big mall like that down the street from you was just amazing. It gave us something to do, somewhere to go. It had a Farrell's ice cream store in it. It had even a skating ring inside of it. It had some of the most prominent stores ever that were embedded inside of New Orleans East. 1968, the hospital was built. And it sort of brought people in that were very, high-paid, prominent people, which built large subdivisions that were gated or not gated, just very affluent houses that had between 3,000 to 8,000 square feet of home with lakes in the backyard. We had birds all the time. So the lifestyle here was very prominent.
I moved into this residence here in 1992. The neighbors, we all get along and we all look out for each other.
All the neighbors knew one another. Everybody knew everybody.
Everybody speaks to everybody. We look out for everybody.
But it was sort of like a city within itself.
And with much of New Orleans now underwater, authorities are focused on search and rescue.
Water steady rising in the attic, ma'am.
It's just heartbreaking.
All of that changed.
When you look at District E as a whole, and it depends on who you talk to, I believe there was a movement right after Katrina to make District E, the East, the Low 9 green space. It was somewhat true because that's why you have the slow growth.
It was the last place that was redeveloped after the storm because the city, of course, looked at rebuilding the investment of New Orleans, which was the tourist part of the city, and all the resources went to that part of the city.
And focusing and dumping money on the downtown area and the area where not a lot of black people live, or the area where a lot of tourists are going so they can want to live here.
They're gonna make sure to rebuild and revamp and renovate areas that, tourists are gonna see, or, that maybe be more high income neighborhoods. Of course, they're gonna make sure that is being rebuilt.
So I think at one point the leaders was like, well, you know what, let's rebuild the city first and then go out.
I understand the French Quarter makes a lot of money for the city, but you're putting people's livelihoods at stake, and you don't care about it. And it's just being greedy at this point.
It's a different environment of people that came to New Orleans East because they were housed out price-wise of other parts of New Orleans.
The people who are here, the people who have been here, they can't afford that, and we know that.
Yeah.
So we make the rent cheap in this one area, and we dump them all in this one area, and then we stigmatize this one area, and then we just kind of ostracize it from the whole city.
The East has been getting a reputation for, being a high crime area. Have a lot of people stealing, breaking into cars. So I don't know what's going on.
We have had quite a few car break-ins, which seems to be the major problem, even in this neighborhood, which is a good neighborhood. We have had a couple cars broken into, including my car.
You have people actually be afraid to come out to the East.
I noticed that when I saw a meme on Twitter and the meme said something like, when your GPS tell you to get off on Chef Mentor Highway, and it was a picture of somebody like locking their car doors, joking that, that's a bad area. And I was like, the East?
Everybody says that. They're like, you live in the East? I think it's like every other neighborhood. It has its spots that are good. It has its spots that are bad. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's any different. I just think with the stigma that's placed on it, if you turn on the news, there is never anything good to say about the East.
With this breaking news, a triple shooting in New Orleans East leaves 2 injured and 1 person dead.
Breaking news at 10, heavy police presence tonight at the Walmart on Bullard Avenue in New Orleans East.
The spate of violence continued today with a murder in New Orleans East.
I've had a friend whose mother refused to let her come to the East until my senior party or whatever. That's when she finally came, and her mom came with her, and she was like, oh, the East really isn't that bad. I'm like, I know. I wouldn't be living here if it was terrible like that. My parents wouldn't have me in that kind of environment. But people think that. People don't come out here because they think that, because they're afraid because of what they see on the news. So I guess it's like, if people aren't coming out here, why would I put a business out here?
People are afraid to start businesses out here. Maybe they think that the residents won't patronize those businesses or won't support.
We need to get the bigger stores like J.C. Penney's and Dillard's. And we don't even have a movie theater here. It's something that I was concerned with one time.
If I'm trying to have fun, if I'm trying to eat at a restaurant, go to the movies, go to the mall, anything like that, I have to go out far to do those things. I can't do those things within my own community because we don't have anything. We don't have no major chain restaurants. All we have is really fast food. So no restaurants, no real places to shop, anything like that.
You have to go out really, really far to go to a mall when they had a mall right here. It was a huge mall too, from what I remember. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, why don't you bring that back?
They tell us all the time, they want a shopping mall. Not gonna happen. The concept of the shopping mall has gone away because people order so much online, and the big mall concept is going away as well. As you know, they're closing down all over the nation.
So when you think about commercial property, when you think about development, you got to think about who owns it. The city of New Orleans, the only commercial property that we own in District E is the Six Flags property. And so when you talk about that, and you're going back to the Lake Forest Plaza, we don't own it. So if you don't own it, you can't have plans on it, right?
People are always asking for more grocery stores because we have a Walmart and we have a Winn-Dixie. And that's sad to say that we have 78,000 people living in this area in New Orleans East, and we've got 2 grocery stores. We're not dense enough in numbers because our land is big. It doesn't look like there's a large population in certain areas, and that creates an issue for us trying to bring commerce back.
People that invest, they gotta make money, right? They don't invest into an area that they're not gonna make money. And you just can't say, well, if you invest, you will make money. They need more confidence than that. And I tell people all the time, when you own property and you're not confident in investing, then my job is to build up your confidence, build up your interest of investing.
I think it's just a matter of businesses needing to be educated on what the East is really like. The stigma being broken down about the East. And I just feel like people wanting to rebuild this area. Yeah. It's a nice area. We have a lot of land, we have a lot of space for a lot of people to come. And there are parts where it's okay, that's a bit much. And New Orleans has always been like that. You're in a good neighborhood and you go 2 blocks too deep and you don't know where you at, You don't know where you at.
We are working on a lot of deals to really revitalize the area. One deal that I could definitely share with you, a family entertainment center that's gonna have indoor bumper cars, yes, for the kids, right? And those are the stuff that people have been talking about. There's no places for kids to go. So guess what? We're only able to do this because the owner of that property believed in the district.
And the schools are coming on now. We're getting better schools and what have you for their kids to go to. So all that is going to contribute to people looking at the East differently.
We got the nature trail, that's new. The new school, that's new. Everything we're sitting on, that's new. It's nice and it has the potential to be a great area.
I like that it's calm and quiet and family oriented. Like I really love the fact that since I've been here my whole life, I know all my neighbors, everybody's friendly.
And I've always been happy staying in the East. I think it's a part of my life. So I'm really happy staying here in the East and everything that's around me.
I want people to not be so ignorant about what's going on out here. And I want the stigma to really die because it's really not like that. You have a lot of people who want to do a lot of great things out here. Great things out here.
Hi, my name is Julie Greenberg. I'm Queen Nefertiti 1. We just wanted to bring Mardi Gras and family fun back to the East, to an area that is sort of underserved and not given enough love. So we were coming back, trying to bring Mardi Gras to everyone, because everyone deserves Mardi Gras.
Y'all checking out the parade right in front of y'all on door. How that feel? What's up? New Orleans East, what's happening? Oh.
We rode in Jingle on the Boulevard parade 2 years ago for Christmas, and there was such a warm reaction to when we came and rode, and the people were just they showed us so much love and opened their arms and welcomed us. When we turned on to read, it was just mind-blowing, and turned toward the reviewing stand, it was like being uptown on St. Charles. There were so many people there and so excited to see us.
We received a great crowd of people that came out for Jingle on the Boulevard, the Family Day Parade, the crew of Nefertiti. And I think people are saying, like, hey, you know, like this never happened in the East. I ran for office because I want to make dramatic change. I want to take the East to a level where it's unimaginable. I want to be able to embrace many of our young people to say, hey, this is a place for you, because once upon a time, your parents were young as your age and saw this area as a place to raise their family. And I think our job now is that, you know, we need to tell our young people and say, hey, we did it 40 years ago, 30 years ago. You know, and there's better technology. You guys are much smarter than us. You guys are much more creative than us. You guys have more energy than us. And let's all work together and let's reinvent the East. And it doesn't have to look like how your parents used to, but it has to be and it should be a place where family always comes first. And that's my motto.
Like I say, with the neighbors and everybody else. So I'm very much happy. I'm not going anywhere.
Good, that's good.